Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you want to design and build a beautiful website, you can do it all in one place with Squarespace.
I had some trouble with my baby, and this is what the gypsy said. The gypsy cried.
Canadian tuxedo. Welcome to another studio vlog. This week I am going to be focusing on creating a print design for the store. We just got back from Singapore, then we went straight to Newcastle because I was speaking at the Make It Made It conference, which was awesome. I was so happy. This was like the first time I felt good after giving a talk, so hopefully it boosts my confidence in doing stuff like that because I have quite a few speaking things this year. These are my tests. I was so disappointed with the ones that I did at the start, but then I just kept layering and layering and layering, and I kind of like this really storybook style that I have going over here. So I think I'm going to move into kind of finalizing composition. So this is A4, but I want it to be A3, so I'm going to have to transfer it up onto some tracing paper or some thin paper, refine, and then I'll lightbox it onto some watercolor paper. Ooh, I'm excited. Not happy with this. I think one of the things that ruined it was I outlined it with a yellow watercolor pencil. When I put the blue down, it made it like not nice, among other things I'm unhappy with. So I think I'm going to start again, maybe do a couple more tests before I go into it, because clearly I'm not happy with the technique I'm using. Upon reflection, I feel like I put too much pressure on myself for this piece because I'm like, it's going to be a print. And then when that happens, I get so freaked out. So I'm just going to try to make the work that makes me happiest, which is like the more impulsive work. So instead of having a gridded, like already drawn out thing, I'm just gonna look at my initial sketch and use that as a reference and not worry too much about the composition because I can change that afterwards. Put on a show, like make it casual, and then hopefully that's gonna change the way that I feel about creating the work, because I'm really rusty when it comes to painting, which is bad, but it will be good. Still doing the time lapse, but I just wanted to update you how freaking awesome are these lines. I just did them and I'm so proud. You know when you do a line, you're like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever done. I feel so good about these.
just realised, like, I was sitting there last night and I was like, we have crammed every section of this house, like, against the wall, but we actually don't have one section where you can see the wall.
But that's because we don't have any other walls, you know what I mean? What would you remove?
This plant section there. So maybe there's a better organisation.
I get it, you want me to be a lifeless husk.
You're just asking me on the spot.
Well, I'm happy to move the plants. Maybe we can get some hanging systems or something.
That's a good idea.
Look how good it is. I feel like I'm tuning my own horn like half the time these days. When I like something, I'm so happy that I like it. I'm just like, it's amazing. Okay, so I finished this and I love, love, love it so much. So we're going to make these into prints. This was the original at the point where I started again. And I just felt like it wasn't what I wanted. And I'm so glad I did because I love this so much. So I need to get out of my pajamas and get dressed and go to Officeworks to get it scanned. And then we'll do a test print, and then we'll put them in the store. Yay! Oh my god, my hair. I look, whatever.
Gorgeous? I know.
No.
That's why I got with you. Brain.
Rude.
It's actually your art skills, your brain, your heart, and everything that you stand for.
I was prepared to go by myself, but Rocket is kind enough to drive me. Yay! This is the first painting that I've created in a long time that I've been so happy with. And so to get this done in like a day and a half, oh, I feel so good. And I also have like, oh, cake stall! Stop, pull over the car.
No, there's
No.
so many cars behind me. Do you want me to pull over?
No, it's fine.
Yes,
yes! If it's a kid selling it, we have to give them every...
I know. I understand the rules of the cake store. Show them the cake stall. It's hilarious. It's just like on this dingy street, this industrial area. Look at that.
It's not.
Excuse me?
I think it's for...
I
Oh, it's a
think
party!
Oh, it's a party.
Can we come? Hey kids, can we have some of your food? Goodbye snacks. Don't make us think it's a cake stall ever again. Anyway, back to the professional adult me.
Quit admiring your own work.
Sorry. I was just trying to say, do you think it's sharp? I'm worried it's not high res enough. Because I need it to look exactly the same, but it's printed.
It also could be because the pixel dimensions don't multiply correctly with the DPI of the screen.
Just going into my happy place elsewhere.
I really should say PPI of the screen. Let's not forget, there aren't dots on the screen, there are pixels.
Hello, Kim. Hello, Bento. Hello. The perfect vlog clickbait. Hi. Relax.
Granny, leave it.
Relax. Relax. Oh my god. You ready? Yes!
Oh, looks so
I
nice.
think I need to make some bits darker.
These colours are so nice.
I know, I've never been able to translate them to a painting before. Or I just need to see if the test print and the painting, like how similar they are. I want to obviously edit it to be as true to life as possible. This is what it's looking like so far. It's pretty similar. I think the blue is the only thing that could be different. That black is... oh, it's pretty good. Actually, it's pretty good, babe. The reds are a little bit not orange enough though, so I think that's the only thing I'll change. Here, you can't really tell on the camera, but they're a warm red and a cool red. The main reason why I'm going to do some editing is there's little specks that I don't like there and there and up here. I just don't like the way it looks. So other than that, it's really close to what it is, so I'm happy.
What you doing there, Sha'an?
Transferring the new print to this frame so we can shoot it and put it in the store. This is just the test print. By the time I put this on the store, I will have already sent through the new files for the artwork. So I want to get it out ASAP because everyone seems to be excited about it. So I don't want to lose the excitement by taking too long. First print that I did. Look at the difference in color in these two. This is when I was like, black and white's cool, and then this one's when I was like, it's my true self. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Kind of a different one today because usually my studio vlogs go for about a week. Like I film for around a week or like just under a working week. And this one I only filmed for 2 or 3 days. It's actually kind of fun and invigorating to see that I could fill an entire vlog. And please buy my print because I can assure you it's amazing. It's a color scheme that I've loved for ages but haven't been able to translate properly. I had a breakthrough with like understanding my process. My process had become so rigid that I was trying to draw everything out, make sure every step was perfect, and it kind of was screwing me up and putting too much pressure on me. So I started again and did it all freehand. It has that kind of like fun, like not too perfect look, and that's exactly what I wanted. So that's something moving forward that I will take into every piece. The last thing is it pays respect to some of my past works, like the galaxy jar, sticks and the stones. This is the little ocean thing on the water bottle. So it's like paying respect to my past work and shining a light on where I want to go moving forward. So if you're looking for ways to support me, I know some of you have asked about that. My store is the best place to do that. Or you can support my sponsors, which brings me to my next point. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you would like an amazing website, easy to build, amazing to look at, go to squarespace.com/furrylittlepeach and you will get a free trial and a 10% discount on your first purchase. I don't know how to, like, this is my true opinion. When I speak about Squarespace, I'm not reading something that they've said to you. I don't think I ever followed instructions on what I was supposed to say. I was just like, I love Squarespace and this is why I love it. Like, this is all my honest opinion. You can see how excited I am about Squarespace. That should be enough to like make you want to try it because it is such an amazing product. Now we're going to jump into the Q&A. Let me see. Any advice to a beginner in watercoloring? So much advice. About 8 to 10 years of advice. First one would be let your layers dry. Unless you want to bleed, let your layers dry completely. Tip number 2 is experiment. I suggest trying to find every single way you can use the medium. Another thing is be careful of mixing too many colors together because with watercolor, some pigments don't mix well together. They get really muddy. And also on top of that, if you mix more than 3 colors together, often it can be really muddy as well. And one more is to be sparing on the layers that you use because the vibrancy of the watercolor comes from using as little layers as possible because the white of the paper is what makes it the brightest. Next, do you keep any of your own artwork? Have you ever designed a piece for yourself? I keep all of my artwork essentially, unless I have a show where the specific motive is to sell the artwork. Usually I keep it. I just am very precious about it. Like, I'm sure in the future I'll have a studio sale, but for now I just have all my watercolor paintings, like lots and lots of old ones besides what I've made for shows in storage, aka over there. Have you ever designed a piece for yourself? Every piece I make is for myself. Is it worth doing internships whilst at uni for any creative degree? What is your opinion on internships and what is your experience with them if you have any? Heck yeah, internships are the best. Like, besides not being paid sometimes for your work, there is like so much non-monetary value to be found in internship. Like, whether you have a bad experience and you find out that you don't want to be working in that industry or that kind of company, or whether you're there and it opens you up to a lot of business experience, I think that for me, internships invaluable. That means like very valuable, right? My internship taught me more about design thinking and like small, like nuanced things about drop shadows and strokes and how to use Photoshop in like a very technical way. If you're gonna work for free and spend your time doing stuff for free, make sure there is some value there, whether it be a reputable agency or company or artist that you're assisting, or whether it be like you want to learn something specifically. So go into it knowing what you want to learn so that there's some value there for you. What's your experience like living in Australia as a woman of color? Has it affected your art career at all? Rocket's raising his eyebrows. I'm pretty lucky. I haven't had any racial discrimination ever, like not in my personal life or my career that I know of, besides the guy on the bike that time, but we don't know what he said, but I know that I swear it was something. In my professional life and personal, I haven't had very much. I don't know if that's because I'm mixed, so I'm more culturally ambiguous and they can't like throw a slur at me because they don't know what I am. I don't know. I don't know if it's because I don't give people a chance to speak because I'm too talkative. I don't know. I think the only way that it's affected my career has been positive because I feel like these days people are like pulling up their socks and trying to diversify the pools of people that they work with. So being a woman and being like non-white has been good for me.
Would you say that it is trendy?
Dunno, and I don't care. If I get the jobs based on my skill set and because they want to diversify, that's fine with me. I'm all for a more diverse world. I feel like people have messaged me before about being discriminated against in the industry though, and I know that Australia can be really racist. Australia is racist. Remember those people we saw in Thailand?
Hella racist.
Oh, we were at a restaurant. We walked in. My whole family was there. My little sister overheard this guy being like, "Fucking Asians." Wait, what did he say? He's like, "What the fuck, all these Asians or something?" And I'm like, you have come to an Asian country, you idiot. Oh, it pissed me off because he was Australian. I heard his accent later and I was like, I'm so ashamed to have come from the same place as this dick. And I just glared at him the entire time we were there and he was there. Anyway, that's like a sidetrack thing. I just know that there is a lot of ingrained racism that we don't want to admit to in Australia. So I understand that, like, me having not experienced it, I'm very lucky in that sense. Not lucky, but like fortunate. Are you planning on painting in oils or do you prefer water-based paints? And do you want to do other creative work than illustrate? No, I don't really like oils that much because they smell bad and the terps affects my skin. Like, I've really, really sensitive skin. You've probably seen it in my vlogs and I'm all like patchy and gross. Yeah, it's way worse when I use oil. So NO for noils. This is just so you know how my work can look in oils. This is obviously really old. This is like one of the first.
Hopefully it autofocuses on the boy's face.
Wait, I'll get it. Maybe should I turn this down? Yeah, that's better. Swapsies. My head. Part of the question was if I want to do other creative work than illustrating. Yes. I love to work with my hands the most and make things and design things. I love creativity in general and I like using all of my creative muscles. And right now illustration does that for me, so I'm so happy with where I am. This might be a weird thing to say, but I always felt that being creative while also maintaining a YouTube channel seems to be looked at as unprofessional, like as if illustrators who are on YouTube are taken less seriously. I don't agree with this in any way, but it has kind of made me scared of starting YouTube while being an illustrator. What are your thoughts about this? Is this a common thing or is it just me that's seeing this? I totally know where you're coming from. I don't think it takes away from you being an illustrator, but from an industry perspective, if you look like you're more concerned with followers, how you're perceived rather than your work, and you're putting more time into editing videos and making videos than you are making great work, then I think from an industry standpoint, that's not a good look. When I was younger, I was really pushing myself on social, and there was a point where I was like, I can't do this because it devalues my work. It makes me look like an Instagrammer and not a visual artist. Part of the reason I don't spend time doing things specifically for YouTube, I kind of use YouTube more to document what I'm already doing in my illustration practice, is because I don't want to be a YouTuber. I love illustration and that's what I want to do. Next, how do you find time to run your website, make and edit videos and keep up with client work? I don't know, help me. I feel like I'm not doing this correctly still. I find balancing everything really, really difficult, which is why I only post 1 or 2 videos a month, which is terrible. I'm like stretching myself very thin already, so I don't know if I'm the best person to ask about this. Don't sleep. No, that's bad advice. I'm so proud that I haven't managed my time. I don't get any sleep. I've actually been sleeping so well. I sleep until 10 a.m. every day.
Yeah, because we go to bed at 2 a.m.
That's still 8 hours. That's incredible. Thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. I know I've been away for like 3 weeks. I do this every video, but I'm so sorry. I'm like the worst YouTuber ever. It's very, very hard to juggle everything. I'm not like crying. Like, I'm so grateful that I get to do this and every other facet of my business, but it's hard for me to juggle everything. So I will try my best to do better, but I can't promise anything. But I hope you'll stick by me. Yeah, that's it.
Should I tell you? Oh, no, 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 no. What is that? Oh, no, should I tell you? Oh, no, no, no.
How do I turn this off? Honey, how do I turn this off?